Welcome to my channel. In this video, we'll give you a virtual tour of New York City, the world's most thrilling metropolis. New York offers something for everyone, from the energetic Times Square to the tranquil Central Park. For travelers from all around the world, the city that never sleeps is the ideal location. There's always something new and fascinating to discover in New York City, whether you're a seasoned traveler or a first-time visitor. The Empire State Building, the Statue of Liberty, and the Brooklyn Bridge are just a few of New York City's famous icons. These well-known landmarks are an essential component of New York's identity and have appeared in innumerable films and television programs. But the city is far larger than just these famous sites. New York City has something for everyone with its numerous neighborhoods, top-notch museums, and unmatched shopping and culinary opportunities. Central Park. One of New York City's most famous and well-liked attractions is Central Park. This enormous 843-acre park, which is located in the heart of Manhattan, is a unique sanctuary in the middle of the dense city. Midway through the 19th century, landscape designers Frederick Law Olmsted and Calvert Vooght created Central Park, which has since grown to be a popular attraction for both locals and visitors. The Central Park Zoo is among the park's most well-known landmarks. There are many different species of animals living in this small, kid-friendly zoo, including sea lions, penguins, snow leopards, and others. Visitors may also want to check out the Tisch Children's Zoo, which allows youngsters to interact closely with domestic animals, including pigs, goats, and sheep. The Central Park Conservatory Garden is yet another well-liked Central Park feature. 3 unique parts, each with its own distinctive vegetation and aesthetic, make up this 6-acre garden. Away from the commotion and clamor of the city, visitors can stroll around the well-kept lawns, fragrant flower beds, and serene fountains, and take in the tranquil ambience. Empire State Building. One of the most recognizable tourist destinations in New York City is the Empire State Building. This 1,454-foot-tall Art Deco skyscraper, which was finished in 1931, held the record for the highest structure in the world until 1971. It continues to be one of the city's most well-known attractions and welcomes more than 4 million tourists each year. A magnificent lobby with marble floors, elaborate metalwork, and a ceiling mural of the night sky welcomes you as you enter the building. Before going to the elevators, pause to admire the building's design. You've never used elevators like the ones here before. They'll whisk you up to the 86th floor observatory in just 60 seconds at a pace of almost 1,000 feet per minute. With the elevator's glass walls, you'll get a breathtaking view of the city below as you ascend. Step onto the outside deck of the observatory after you've arrived and be ready to be surprised. You can see the entire city skyline from here, including famous buildings like the Statue of Liberty, Central Park, and the Brooklyn Bridge. You can even see up to 80 miles away on a clear day. The Empire State Building is a must-see destination, but it's not only because of the vistas. The structure is rich in cultural history. There is a lot to study and enjoy, from the magnificent Art Deco design to the tales of the builders. So, a visit to the Empire State Building is a need whether you're a frequent traveler or a first-time visitor to New York City. You won't quickly forget this location because of its breathtaking views, extensive history, and cultural significance. High Line. Unique tourist destination, the High Line is located in the center of New York City. The High Line, a breathtaking urban park that extends 1.5 miles along Manhattan's west side, was formerly an abandoned elevated train route. You'll enjoy stunning views of the city skyline and the Hudson River as you stroll along the High Line. The park is surrounded by gardens with a variety of plants and flowers, making it a well-liked destination for photographers and others who enjoy the outdoors. The artworks that are dotted all across the High Line are one of its distinctive features. There is always something new to view because these pieces are regularly changed and commissioned by the High Line Art Program. There are many food booths along the High Line serving everything from ice cream to tacos to artisanal sandwiches if you're feeling puckish. You can eat something and enjoy the scenery while doing so. You'll travel through many areas, including Chelsea and the Meatpacking District, as you stroll along the High Line. It's a terrific chance to get to know the neighborhood because these districts are home to some of the city's top eateries, pubs, and boutiques. Statue of Liberty. One of the most recognizable landmarks in the world is the Statue of Liberty. This statue, which is 305 feet tall, has served as a representation of liberty and democracy for more than a century. France's citizens presented the Statue of Liberty to the United States in 1886. It was created by French sculptor Frédéric Auguste Bartholdi and Gustave Eiffel, who also created the Eiffel Tower in Paris, built the metal framework. Originally meant to commemorate the 100th anniversary of American independence in 1876, the statue was not finished for another 10 years because of budget constraints and construction delays. You will first see the 154-foot-tall pedestal as you get closer to the statue. The statue's granite and concrete pedestal is decorated with inscriptions and plaques that explain the statue's building history and its significance as a symbol of freedom. The statue is made of copper and has a green patina on top that has grown over time. The 7 rays that make up the statue's crown stand in for the world's 7 oceans and 7 continents. The torch held high by the statue represents enlightenment and the dissemination of information. At Battery Park in Lower Manhattan, visitors can take a ferry to Liberty Island, where the statue is situated. Once on the island, you can ascend the pedestal, use the elevator, or take the stairs to the observation deck, which has a breathtaking view of the bay and the cityscape of New York City. More than just a tourist destination, the Statue of Liberty represents freedom and optimism for people all around the world. A trip to the Statue of Liberty is a must-do activity for anyone interested in history, photography, or just a beautiful view of the city. Times Square. Times Square, New York City's hive of activity. Any visitor to the city that never sleeps must visit this landmark spot. As soon as you enter the street, you will be overwhelmed by a sea of people from all walks of life, flashing digital billboards and towering skyscrapers. You will feel thrilled by the palpable vigor and excitement of Times Square. The enormous digital billboards that fill the sky in Times Square are among the most visited sights. Movie trailers and promotions for the newest Broadway productions are also displayed on these enormous screens. Make sure to pause for a moment to admire the display as you look up. If you enjoy theater, Times Square is the ideal location to see a Broadway production. You can choose a show that appeals to you among the many theaters that line the streets. There is something for everyone, from time-honored musicals like The Lion King to more recent hits like Hamilton. The ball dropping on New Year's Eve is another well-known aspect of Times Square. Many thousands of people congregate in the area each year to welcome the new year and view the iconic ball descend at midnight. If you're traveling during the holiday season, you won't want to miss this unique event. Last but not least, remember to go shopping while you're in Times Square. Some of the largest retailers in the world have flagship locations in the region, including Disney, Forever 21, and H&M outlets. There are a ton of souvenir shops where you can purchase a reminder of your visit to New York. Broadway. Welcome to the Broadway, one of the most well-known avenues in the world in New York City. The Broadway is a must-see location for any traveler in New York City, since it is home to some of the most famous theatrical acts, top-notch dining options, and a vibrant nightlife. Let's begin by discussing the Broadway's past. The Broadway was a Native American route that crossed Manhattan Island and was first known as the Wequachick Trail. Later, it was paved, becoming a significant roadway for horse-drawn carriages and then cars. The Broadway is currently renowned for its thriving theater community. The Broadway is home to nearly 40 theaters and some of the most well-known productions in the world, such as The Lion King, Hamilton, and Wicked. If you want to see a Broadway production, head to the Broadway, but make sure to purchase your tickets in early because performances frequently sell out. The Broadway is renowned for its shopping in addition to its theater offerings. Many retail establishments are there, including well-known names like Tiffany & Co., Macy's, and Bloomingdale's. Also, there are several stores selling Broadway-themed memorabilia like t-shirts, posters, and show programs if you're shopping for mementos. Nevertheless, a trip to the Broadway wouldn't be complete without trying some of the delectable food. Along the Broadway, there are hundreds of eateries from fast food chains to Michelin-starred enterprises. You're sure to find something you like, whether you're craving Italian, Japanese, or American food. Finally, the Broadway has a ton to offer if you're searching for some nightlife. If you want something a little more low-key, you may see a live music performance at one of the many music venues along the Broadway. There are several bars and clubs where you can dance the night away. Brooklyn Bridge. Welcome to the Brooklyn Bridge, one of New York City's most recognizable sights and a popular destination for travelers from all over the world. This majestic bridge connects the boroughs of Manhattan and Brooklyn by across the East River. When the Brooklyn Bridge was finished in 1883, it was the world's longest suspension bridge. With its tall stone pillars and complex cable system, it continues to be among the most spectacular examples of engineering and architecture. You'll be treated to breathtaking vistas of the Statue of Liberty, the Manhattan skyline, and the nearby waterways as you cross the bridge. The pedestrian footbridge, which is separate from the traffic lanes and offers a safe and beautiful way to cross the river, allows you to take in the views and sounds of the city. You can also find various plaques and signs along the path that provide intriguing historical information about the bridge, such as the tale of its construction and the difficulties that the engineers and laborers who built it faced. The Brooklyn Bridge is a must-see site that you won't want to miss, whether you're a history buff, a photography enthusiast, or just someone who wants to enjoy the splendor of New York City. Please come on down, wander across the bridge, and experience for yourself the enchantment and majesty of this magnificent monument. Fifth Avenue. Welcome to Fifth Avenue, one of the world's most famous and opulent shopping streets. In the center of Manhattan, Fifth Avenue serves as a center for history, culture, and fashion. Some of the most renowned and famous department stores, including Saks Fifth Avenue and Bergdorf Goodman, may be seen as you stroll down Fifth Avenue. These boutiques are a must-visit location for fashion enthusiasts, since they sell expensive designer clothing, accessories, and jewelry. The Museum Mile is not far if you have an interest in art or culture. Some of the most renowned museums in the world are located along this section of Fifth Avenue, including the Metropolitan Museum of Art, the Guggenheim Museum, and the Museum of Modern Art. The Rockefeller Center, a historic complex that is home to a number of attractions, including the well-known Top of the Rock observation deck, can be found as you continue down Fifth Avenue. From here, you can see the city in its entirety, including well-known sites like Central Park and the Empire State Building. Fifth Avenue is a must-see location for anyone traveling to New York City. In conclusion, this renowned boulevard offers something for everyone to enjoy with its opulent shopping, top-notch museums, prominent landmarks, and magnificent architecture. Grand Central Terminal. Welcome to Grand Central Terminal, one of New York City's most famous and storied sites. Grand Central Station, one of the busiest train stations in the world, has captured the hearts and minds of residents and visitors alike as a cultural destination in addition to being a major transit center. Let's begin by discussing Grand Central Terminal's past. The terminal, which first opened in 1871, has undergone numerous changes over the years, including a significant refurbishment in the early 20th century that turned it into the Beaux Arts masterpiece that we see today. The terminal has a magnificent main concourse with a 125-foot ceiling and an exquisite astronomical artwork on the ceiling that shows the zodiac constellations. The renowned clock in the middle of the main concourse is one of Grand Central Terminal's features. One of the most known monuments in the city is this iconic clock, which has been in a lot of films and TV shows. The terminal also houses a number of lovely stores and eateries, including the well-known Oyster Bar and the Grand Central Market, which sells a variety of gourmet delicacies and fresh fruit. The Whispering Gallery, which is a further must-see feature in Grand Central Station, is situated right outside the Oyster Bar. You may whisper into one corner of the arch and have your words reach someone standing in the other corner of the room because to this unusual architectural feature. Grand Central Station is a cultural destination in addition to being a transit center. The terminal holds a variety of exhibitions and events all year long, such as Christmas markets, live music shows, and art installations. One World Trade Center. Welcome to One World Trade Center, the tallest structure in the Western Hemisphere and a recognizable representation of the tenacity and power of New York City. One World Trade Center is a must-see site for any traveler to New York City and is situated in the center of Lower Manhattan. This 1,776-foot tall structure serves as both a memorial to the city's past and a representation of its future. Visitors are welcomed with a stunning lobby that includes a sizable work by artist Spencer Finch called The Final Stand as soon as they enter the building. Each of the 2,983 individual watercolor panels that make up the installation represents one of the lives killed in the 9/11 attacks. From there, guests can ascend to the top of the structure to the One World Observatory, where they can enjoy amazing panoramas of the city. The observatory is housed on the 100th, 101st, and 102nd floors of the structure and provides 360-degree views of the city. The high-speed elevator ride you'll take to the top will get you there in just 47 seconds, from the foyer to the observatory. When you reach the observatory's summit, you may explore its many interactive exhibitions, such as City Pulse, a ring-shaped digital skyline that spotlights the city's most well-known buildings. A trip to the Sky Portal, a 14-foot wide circular disc that offers a distinctive perspective on the city from above, is obviously necessary for any visit to One World Trade Center to be considered complete. Stepping upon the disc allows visitors to view a live video feed of the streets below, giving the impression that they are hovering over the city.